And good afternoon, YouTube. How are we doing today? Welcome. It's been a while since we've done any kind of streaming on this channel, and it is very appropriate that we do it today because today is June 4th, 2025, and in about 25 minutes, we're going to get started watching and live reacting to the PlayStation State of Play, which it's summertime. This is the time whenever we start getting all these big conferences, these big live streams, pretty much setting the stage for everything between now and the holiday season. And this is just pretty much a big week. And this is around the time we'd usually see like an E3 and whatnot. And I already said that we're going to be covering on Sunday the Xbox live stream. I almost forgot the Summer Games Fest on Friday. So on Friday, we'll be covering the Summer Game Fest as well, which will probably be more of a bigger, wider net. That one's going to be a 2-hour stream, it looks like. But that's going to be a bigger, wider net as far as more of a wider, broader, a broader, broader area. If I can get the words out, problem. I can't get some words out. A broader area as far as games going, so that's going to cover. That'll cover probably some more games that aren't made at these Sony and Microsoft announcements. It's going to be stuff that'll be covered on all platforms, PC included, and it'll be games. Probably a lot of independent games that won't get a lot of focus on these state of plays, but not really a whole lot of an excitement. Coming forward on this state of play. We're getting to the home stretch as far as the consoles go, because they're already talking about the PlayStation 6, the new Xbox, which at this point I don't even see a point for doing a new Xbox, because with this you can kind of tell when you go to your retailers, minus your GameStops. But there's no telling how long that's going to go. But I think there'll always be an Xbox section of some kind in a GameStop, especially with them taking retro games again. But if you go to your retailers like your Best Buy, Xbox section is shrinking, like as far as the games go. At Target, the game section is pretty much non-existent. I know at the one that I go to here in town, they only had 2 games. 3 games. I'll take it back. They had 3 games. They had Doom, they had Call of Duty, and they had Assassin's Creed Shadows. But nothing as far as anything back catalog in their section. Walmart. 2 Walmarts I've gone to. One, they've really shrinking down to 1 bin, and there was one Walmart that just got rid of them all together. Mostly to make room for the Switch 2 stuff that's coming in. And hey, look at that. We got starting tonight at midnight or 9 p.m. or wherever it is, however they're going to be releasing these. The Switch 2 will be out. That is the biggest thing of the week, is the Switch 2. I know mine's probably going to be coming in. I'm constantly checking my Target app to see if they're going to go ahead and ship it, so I can see if I can expect it in the next 2 days. I don't want to get it next week. There are already people online who ordered from Target that are saying that if they have to wait a week for it, they're going to be demanding gift cards. Which, yeah, what's the point of pre-ordering something if you got to wait a week for it? The idea of to pre-order an item is to be able to get it the day of release. And, that's just going to be how that is with that. Excuse me, I'll be constantly... I'm drinking my afternoon coffee a little. But Sony on the other hand, Sony hasn't, in my opinion, have not had that great of a year as far as games go, especially first party. They're doing a lot of experimenting, relying a lot on live services, which the live service thing has just not worked out for them. I mean, Concord didn't even last 10 days. There was a plaque up on Goodwill for a while from somebody that worked on a team. A nice little plaque got yanked. I think in my opinion, the person that donated it didn't realize what they had, got it back, and they're going to probably do a separate auction for it and resell that at a higher value. Thing is, you want to wait a while before you do that. But we've got a lot of stuff that's going on this week. Again, we're getting updates on updates for games that are coming out for the Switch 2. The big one is the Pokemon updates, to where it's supposed to get a 60 frame per second update on what was it, Scarlet and Violet. I can't remember these names of these games. I just heard, all I know, I have got them, never played them. All I know is the performance was really, really bad. And could have been they overshot themselves. They probably went ahead and started developing that game for the Switch 2, but because it was so early, they put it on the Switch 1. I will say, in my opinion, I think with this update, that is going to be how it was intentioned. It was intentioned for a Switch 2. They could have held off on it, but Nintendo wants their money. They want their Pokemon money, so they're going to do what they have to do to get that Pokemon money. All right. So, of course, before we get started, this is the pre-show. We got about 20 minutes before it gets everything gets started, but there's not been a big fervor on rumors. Just some stuff here and there. I know something was already posted, and we can kind of take a look at that.
But why? Why would you do that? Why would you do any of that?
I don't know. Why would I push any of those buttons? And I haven't. This shows you how long I haven't been on this channel. My Stream Deck, I've got two profiles because I'm using I use two different streaming softwares. I use OBS for this, and I use Streamlabs for my gameplay. And I'm trying to widen the net through OBS so that way I can multi-stream like I do on Streamlabs. Mostly not to pay for it. But yeah, so this was, of course, posted 2 days ago. And you're going to get a bunch of fake leaks. And right now, a lot of the fake leaks have been pretty much just jokes. They have been obviously joke leaks. There was one I saw today, and you could definitely tell it was a leak. But the entire roster on the broadcast was all Bloodborne. Bloodborne Cart, Bloodborne Party. Which if you look at the one right here, there's Bloodborne Cart, Bloodborne the movie. But we're going to go down. I'm just going to go down this, and then we're going to actually take a look at from a serious perspective what some possible rumors would be. So, Marvel Spider-Man 3 and Wolverine. I don't think they even Wolverine is possible because that's been in development for a while. But after they had their leak, there was a lot of backlash with it. The Sweet Baby Inc. involvement's gotten a lot of backlash with it. So we don't know if they've actually pushed that back to cool it up a little bit, because I know Sony has dropped a lot of involvement with Sweet Baby Inc. But we'll see on that. I don't think if they actually do showcase that, it's not going to be a this year release. It'll probably be a next year release. The one I could see possibly would be Venom, and I think that's up on the next thing we'll be talking about, because that got leaked years ago, and that was in the scheduled release. That was going to be the next game, and it was going to be like the Miles Morales game for Spider-Man 1. And then it will go into Wolverine, and then it will go into X-Men. The Last of Us 2 reimagined, The Last of Us Part 1 remastered. If I know that's a joke, but it wouldn't surprise me if that were to happen. That kind of goes into the bottom of this here list. Horizon Zero 1, Horizon Zero Dawn remastered, Horizon Zero 1 2. Horizon Forbidden West remastered, Horizon Forbidden East. Yeah, I don't see that at all. Concord 2 and Astrobot Concordia. So we have a good laugh at these fake leaks. And sometimes there've been some that have been out there in the past that you just look at it and like, well, that could be real. But then you start picking up little things in the photo, like mismatched font, parts of it looking brighter than the other, stuff like that. But let's look. And this is the only one I could find that actually had some predictions. This is Green Rant. Not exactly the best site to go to for news, but hey, it's a site to go to for news, and we can take a look at it. But they've got the 10 biggest predictions for the PlayStation State of Play. So we're just going to go down, and here we go. Marvel's Wolverine has been announced for a while. Could finally get a release window. And it was 3 years ago. And then Spider-Man 2 was 2 years ago. I think I was still living at my old house when that came out. Yeah, that sounds about right. But Spider-Man 2 got such backlash and didn't sell quite as well as Spider-Man 1. I mean, when I played it, other than just the stuff that everybody got annoyed about, it was just boring to me because it was just the same thing as the first game. Like, you could have just left it Spider-Man and just, that's it. You could just be done with that, move on to another. You could have just be done with Spider-Man, do your little Miles Morales, and then move on to Wolverine. But they did Spider-Man 2 because, hey, you strike when the iron is hot, and then sometimes the iron is not necessarily as hot as you think it is. And it's been coming up here lately. A lot of people have been saying that the Spider-Man that was on the Spider-Man 2 on the PS2 and the 3 in the Xbox, those are the real Spider-Man 2s, and that is to this day that is an amazing game. But kind of like back to Wolverine. The thing about the Wolverine is there's a lot of fear that Wolverine is not going to be the main character in this game. It's going to be like Jean Grey or Psylocke or any of the other women characters, which you want to do a game like that, fine. Do a game like that on their own. But this is supposed to be a strictly Wolverine game. Wolverine only. His story. His mission. But the problem is, if this game actually does still have Sweet Baby Inc. influence on it, it's not going to do well. It's going to sell well initially because of the hype, and then once the word gets out about how the game actually is going to be, that it's going to like take a steep dive on that. Because especially now, if this is going to be a game that's going to be $80, people are already a little bit picky on what they're going to buy, because at $80, that game has got to be like, it's got to knock it out of the park. You know, you got to hit every base running going into the lead up to that. And that means, I would say, you make sure you show the best content from the game, and anybody that's worked on the game, they need to keep their mouth shut, because at this point, it's almost like anybody that badmouths the fans or the consumers, you are almost welcoming a walkout, just purely just walking away from it, and we'll just move on to the other game. Oh, this AA game over here will be just fine, so we'll just play that instead. Like, oh, Expedition 33, that looks fun. I'd rather play that than Wolverine. But we'll go on this. So, here's the next one. Could the rumored untitled Venom game be real? Maybe Venom will be Insomniac's next project. Again, this is possible the leaked Venom game could get an announcement at the State of Play. It was already on a timeline. I can't remember where the leak came from. Oh, yeah, I know where the leak is. I remember now. So when the Wolverine files got leaked, there was a PowerPoint on Sony's release schedule, and this was on it, and this fit the timeline on there. This could have been out last year, but it would make sense for it to be out this year. but I think this is going to probably be something similar to the Miles Morales game. It's going to be the same maps, the same city, different storyline. It's going to be probably uber short, and it's just you play as Venom, and it's probably going to have to do something with Carnage, I'm sure, because the red one is always the big villain against Venom. Silent 2 remake Born from a Wish DLC could come in time for the game's anniversary. So they're thinking that there's going to be a game mode that was from the original Xbox release being released as DLC. Silent Hill 2, I heard there was a lot of controversy about the game before it came out, but once people played it, they enjoyed it. I've got it. I've been sitting on it since Black Friday of last year. I'm saving that for October. That's going to be a spooky scary month game because I have never played a Silent Hill game in my entire life, and this will be one. And Silent Hill 2 is supposed to be the better of all the Silent Hill games. I wouldn't mind cracking on the Wii ones because the Wii ones look ridiculous to play, but they could be announcing the DLC for this. We got 10 more minutes, so we're gonna try and we'll try and get through this as fast as we can. Jurassic Park Survival could be good cross promotion with the new film. The Jurassic Park Rebirth is releasing in July. So I don't remember this one a whole lot, but it was announced at the Game Awards, but I don't remember it a lot because that shows you how much I really care about Jurassic Park. I mean, Jurassic Park's not really a big thing for me. I've seen the first one. I wasn't really impressed with it. And I've seen bits and pieces of the other ones, and it's just not my thing. But I will say they do stay consistent. People being chased by dinosaurs. They are consistent with those. I just don't know how many times can somebody be chased by a dinosaur. I want one to where they start acting like they do, like in the scene from the TV show The Critic. If any of you remember The Critic, where they lock a velociraptor in a closet, and there was a key in the door, and it budged the door, dropped the key, had a newspaper under, and then unlocked it from the other side. And then the velociraptors was getting up on the people. The Jeff Goldblum character said, "Hey, you may have us, but you'll never get off the island." And then the velociraptor said it in a British accent, basically, "I do concur. You see, me and the other velociraptors have constructed a crude bridge that'll get us to Argentina. While there, I'll lay low and take odd jobs under the name Mr. Pinkleton, but perhaps I've said too much." Do something stupid like that. Because at this point, you need Jurassic Park to be campy and stupid, but in my opinion. Game number 6, Judas, is still missing from action. This was originally slated for March 2025, which would have been 3 months ago. And Judas, I don't know if they'll talk about this anymore. I mean, it's just going to be another BioShock looking game because since Ken Levine has left the studios that created it, he couldn't take BioShock with him. So he's just going to make better BioShock with blackjack and hookers. But I mean, at very least, they'll probably show a little gameplay, maybe a release date, but they'll probably keep it pretty minimal. Gears of War Reloaded gameplay on PS5 could be a showstopper. The state of play would be a perfect place to show the former Xbox exclusive title. I don't even know if Sony could give the time of day to Gears of War. Because it came up recently, they did do an advertisement for Forza Horizon 5, and they made sure to leave off any mention of Microsoft or Xbox in the trailer. So they could show this off, and make a big deal for it. Hey, Gears of War is finally coming to Xbox. I mean, finally coming to PlayStation. It's been tucked away exclusive for years, so now it's here. Now if you've never gotten if you've never gotten to experience this groundbreaking title, now's the time to do it. Which, remember, at the time, Microsoft did not own this until I think either 2 or 3, and then it was all Epic owned it all. They owned the first one too. I mean, they owned the whole franchise, and then Microsoft bought it all from them, and then created the Coalition. I mean, because there was at one point in time, Gears of War was supposed to be on the PlayStation. I think it was the PlayStation 3, and then there is a tech demo floating around of Gears of War 3, to where you can play it on the PlayStation 4. I've covered it in another stream, but I don't know if it'll be any different. Will there be any interest in this? I think they're going to use Gears of War they're going to use that as the indicator to get Halo over to PlayStation. Now, if they get Halo, the Halo Master Chief Collection on PlayStation, that's going to be huge. That's going to be a huge thing, because there are a lot of Sony guys that have absolutely never touched Halo. And, because, well, it's on the Xbox. I'm not going to play it on Xbox. Xbox sucks. But if it's on PlayStation, they'll at least give it a try. And then I'm going to tell you, playing those original, and don't start with Infinite. Infinite's a terrible way to start. If you want to do the Infinite multiplayer as kind of like a Warzone type add-on for the Master Chief Collection, you can do it. But don't do Infinite. And keep it just keep it to the Master Chief Collection. Because if I'm not mistaken, I believe, because I haven't popped it in for a while. Let's see, it's 1, 2, 3 and ODST. You will get a lot of people. It'll probably revamp Halo from that standpoint. But if they devote any time for this, I mean, they probably can. I honestly think that this is going to get more showcase on the Summer Game Fest than it will on the State of Play. All right, so we've got 4 minutes. We're going to wrap it. We're going to get it pretty wrapped up here in a second. More Death Stranding gameplay. Not a whole lot of hype on this. Everything I've seen so far seems more of the same. Walking Simulator 2.0. With that Kojima weirdness all kind of mixed in. Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3 might get a teaser. I mean, it's possible. The game seems further along than initially thought. Could this game still be exclusive to PlayStation? Because we all see the Switch is getting the first one, and I'm pretty sure if the Switch is going to get the first one, it'll probably pop up on Game Pass before you know it. The gap between times 4 years. I mean, I don't see the when you got your Final Fantasies and your Kingdom Hearts, there's always a lengthy period of time between releases. So, I mean, they can probably make a brief announcement on this, but I mean, I don't think anything detail-wise we're going to get a lot on that. They'll definitely show Ghost of Yotei, and they'll have a release date for it. But again, the hype on this, there's not. I can't see any hype on this, not at all. And then the big one, and a lot of people have been talking about this: Resident Evil 9 may be revealed. The last Resident Evil thing that I read about recently was possibly a remake of Resident Evil 5. But 9 makes a little bit more sense because we have had a bunch of the remakes between Village, and it might be time to go back to the main line. And I think it'd be time for them to go back to the original characters. Maybe, and because of the success of the remakes going back to that third-person view, And I understand that the third person view on Village did very, very well. So people love their third person views on that. All right. So let's go ahead and we'll get in here. We'll go ahead and get this loaded up. We'll wait for that. That chat is going nuts. It's going nuts. And remember, see it. That is English. That is the English state of play. Oh, and you know what? Hold on. And let me go to my bucket of pins over here. They're probably all dried up. Yeah, that one's dried up. Ah, goody, goody, goody gumdrops. Because I'm trying to be professional. I am absolutely trying to be professional. All right, so we are at the top of the hour. We're just waiting for them to go live and make sure that everything's going to sound good. Okay, we've got capture card sounding good. We just got to wait for them to go hit the button, hit play on that recorder or that VCR so we can see all the gaming goodness. As soon as they go live, I'll go ahead and I'll full screen that. But hey, is there anybody out there for PlayStation? Is there something that you're excited about? You think they're going to make an announcement that nobody's expecting? Throw it up in the chat. Or if you're watching this later, hey, throw it in the comments. I will take a look at it and I will respond accordingly. And I'm wondering in the chat, I'm wondering if anybody's going to say, do something like drop the price. You know what? I'm dumb. So let me do this. Drop the price. Yeah, I'm causing problems. All right, we're 1 minute after and we're still waiting on everything going on. Let me refresh here. Maybe it did start. There we go. There we go. Needed to refresh. Oh, I did it right on time too. Oh, and there may be points in the videos I may have to mute because of copyrighted music. So just kind of give you a heads up on that. Are we starting off with Yakuza in the Woods?
Emotion running through our veins, heartbeat, love is making waves. Emotion running through our veins, heartbeat, love is making waves. I'm facing my fears, not backing away. I'm facing my fears, not backing away.
Wait, did we want to start off with a puzzle game?
We're touching skin to skin, the bodies that we're in. We're feeling everything, we're only human.
What is the name of this game? It's an old game. Luminaires. It's Luminaires? Or they bring back Luminaires? Yeah.
Running through our veins, heartbeat, love is making waves.
Hello from Enhance.
I don't know how
I'm
well that's
Tetsuya
going to do.
Mizuguchi.
Those
ディレクター
type
の
of puzzle
石原
games I
隆
know
で
do
す。
better on
ルミナ
handheld
スアライズの
consoles
トレー
than
ラ
they
ー
do.
楽しんでいただけたでしょうか。この秋、プレイステーション5、PSVR2 対応で発売予定です。
Oh,
ル
VR
ミナスアライ
support.
ズはバラエティ豊かな曲と美しいビジュアルが没入感を高
I'm not surprised it's gonna have VR
め、
support.
いつまでも遊びたくなるゲーム体験となっています。その世界はとても心地よく、プレイヤーを共感覚の世界へと導きます。
まあよくある普通のパズルゲームってことだよね。テトリスエフェクトを一度遊んだことがある人はわかると思いますが、ルミネスアライズはただのパズル
Oh,
ゲ
they
ーム
did
ではありま
Tetris
せん。
effect. Okay.
夏にシングルとマルチプレイ
I
の体
thought
験版を配
Tetris
信予定で
effect
す。
was not bad.
ぜひ皆さん手に取って遊んでみてください。
Thank you and enjoy the rest of State of Play.
What comes after dreaming? Pooping.
The future. It isn't just a dream. It's a promise. One we're turning into reality. With our third generation of Luna filament and advanced generative AI, we're reshaping the line between dreams and reality. We create life for our future. Delphi Corporation.
Delphi. Okay. Is this
Let's see that
marathon?
getting passed through to Earth. And why are these things trying to kill us?
There you are. All better.
Oh no, this is Wait, is it? Oh, it's Capcom, so.
I am DI03367. They are pragmatic creative.
Hang on a second. Don't you have a name or something? I'm good. Get behind me!
Oh, I do kind of remember
I
this
think
one.
I
They
can help.
forget the. I don't know the name of it, but I think they announced. Would they announce this last year or the year before?
Neutralizing threats.
Neutralize us?
Looks like we're gonna have to fight our way through. What the?
Bypassing first and second firewalls. Hooking control protocols. Initiating hack.
Pragmata. Okay. I have heard this come up.
D.I.
I said I am DI0.
Okay. Look. How about we call you Diana?
Diana?
I don't know where you got that from. The name she gave, the number she. That kind of gives me some. I don't know why some 2026. So I would think spring of next year. Lost Planet. It gives me some Lost Planet.
Oh, hey, today is Saturday, which means curry time.
Awesome, I love curry.
Speaking of curry, apparently the current president is actually a humane. What does that mean? It's okay, I'll get it.
Curry time.
Romeo, stay with me.
Whoa, okay.
Romeo, listen up. You're gonna die in about 15 seconds. Seriously? Seriously, don't worry. I made this just in case. The Dead Gear Life Support System. Don't move, okay?
You want to throw it in your eye. What in the hell is this?
You're already half dead. From now on, you're half dead man. No, wait, that's pretty lame. Dead man. From now on, you're dead man.
I'm a dead man.
Rising.
Julia.
Romeo is
a dead man. Coming 2026. Maybe.
Huh? That was Grandpa's voice. Are you like a spirit?
I'm on your back.
What?
Grasshoppers. Suda 51. I am not surprised.
皆さんこんにち
So
は
of course,
グラスホッパーのヘクチャーの須田剛一ですいえいえ
Lollipop Chainsaw.
皆さんトレーラー
No
どう
More
でした
Heroes.
グラスホッパーの久々の新作
They're gonna love it.
ロミオ・イザ・デッドマンです、いよいよ発表できました、このゲームはですね主人公のロミオがロミオ・スターゲーザーという名前なんですかっこいいでしょ、時空犯罪 FBI 捜査官として、凶悪なですね指名手配犯をさまざまな時空に飛んで、倒していくそんな、ブラッディなアクションゲームとなっています。そして今回はですね、剣だけじゃありません銃も使えます、ストロングスタイルのアクションゲームとして、チーム一丸となって頑張って作ってます。そしてなんで、タイトルがですねロミオなのにデッドマンなのか、それは皆さんぜひ続報をお待ちください、プレイステーション30周年過ぎちゃいましたけどおめでとうございます。それでは引き続きステートオブプレイをお楽しみください。
Happy 30th anniversary.
サクコ、どこ行くの？こっち通るの珍しいね。今は誰かと喋りたくて。私も後から行くね。うん。じゃあね。
Yep. I'm just gonna
裏切り者。
go around here and just ignore you. I wanted to talk to people, but not you. Silent Hill F.
誰もいないの。足の悪いおばあちゃんまでいないなんて、こんなの絶対に変。誰もいないし、気味の悪い怪物がうろつき回ってるし。いや、
キラコ。
来るな。
Hey, it's in Japan. You gotta worry about you gotta watch out for those things with tentacles.
ひなこ。どこにいるの？ひなこはいいよね。何でも持ってる。そんなあんたがいなくなってくれるんだからせいせいする。一人は嫌だよ。寂しいよ。ずっと一緒だよって約束したよね。暗いのは嫌。一人ぼっちは嫌。錯誤。
Hey, you gotta you're missing a little something there. $2026. Oh, 2025. Oh, I guess I'll be playing 2 Silent Hills for Spooky Scary Month. That seems more appealing to play than Silent Hill 2. Because it's definitely different. It takes enough of a departure.
The castle
and you
has
know
been
it's going to
sighted
be more
again.
pan influenced
The church's orders
than
are
Western
absolute.
influence. So
These
probably not a
human
whole lot of
sacrifices
bullshit.
must be stopped.
We will track the ethereal castle, break its gates, and exterminate the creatures that dwell within.
This has got to be a
The
Castlevania.
Demon Lord himself will fall by our hand.
This mission will test the limits of your courage.
You will face horrors beyond your darkest imaginings. Beasts that defy reason. Creatures born of pure darkness.
Thousand Blossom! Die! Oh,
Oh, right below the taint. That's not a good place to be.
with me! Cross
Reaper! Tonight, we start our mission!
Oh, bloodstained. Close enough.
So you've come, dogs of the church, right into the palm of my hand.
The visuals of Shinjuku that I'm seeing are a hellscape I can't quite put into words. You've somehow been sent back in time 8 years. But the situation here is critical.
Let me guess, this is a dark...
I'm counting on you, Agent. Our ultimate mission is to uncover the causality between these anomalies.
It's probably a phase electron life form. Is that what you call us Digimon? I'll always be right here with you.
Who exactly are you working for? I remember you guys.
Who or what is that? You really don't know anything about the digital world?
We have been enemies for years now, but this is the first time the Titans have launched an attack on this scale.
We now believe most of the anomalies we've been dealing with stem from Digimon.
It seems the upcoming
Yeah,
battle
they're
is
always
truly
causing
unavoidable.
trouble.
The world on this end is running out of time.
If the gate is
You know, if they're
open
not
with
careful,
the digital
they might
world
get
in such a
sued,
state,
sued by
the
Nintendo
human world will most
for
certainly be
patent
affected.
infringement.
Do the Titans not care about the end of the
Oh,
digital
see?
world?
Writing them out. Patent infringement.
That egg is very important!
The World Tree has been attacked.
It is just as the Great One, Plutomon, said.
It can't protect anyone. We must protect the world from them. For this purpose and this purpose alone were you born.
If that thing opens, then we'll be swarmed by Digimon.
Attack!
Please, everyone, lend me your strength
Everything's riding on
to
you.
move forward into the
We
future!
must fulfill our mission. Agent,
That'll sell just the Digimon fans. And then you'll see it every once in a while in the sale for like $10.
O Father, abandon not your wayward children of Ivalice, but deliver us from our sins, that we might know salvation.
If you feel wrong, blame yourself or the Father.
Why do you fight? Why walk this path of subterfuge and conflict?
The powerful must rule the weak. It is our
Now,
duty.
I know a lot of people that will be excited for this.
This vile
Because
charade
it's
has gone on long
Final
enough.
Fantasy Tactics. People love
It ends
Final
now.
Fantasy Tactics. Yep.
Do you remember when your father showed us how to make a whistle of a blade of grass?
Classic and Enhanced. Enhanced looks like it is very smoothed out. Not a fan of the smooth graphics.
Hi everyone, I'm Sean Benson.
And I'm Sid Schumann, here to deliver news and release dates for games coming to PS5 later this year.
Okay.
We hope you enjoyed that first look at Final Fantasy Tactics: The Evil East Chronicles.
Evil East.
The game will include 2 versions of the original PlayStation Classic. The enhanced version, which features improved graphics, fully voiced dialogue, refined
them over,
gameplay,
that's all
and
they
much
did.
more, as well as the classic version, which brings a faithful recreation of the 1997 original to modern consoles.
And that's probably what everybody's going to be playing.
Final Fantasy Tactics: The Evil East Chronicles launches on PS5 and PS4 September 30th, and will be available for pre-order later today.
So hop on it,
This
folks.
next game is something really special. When I first played it, I laughed so hard I almost barfed.
Oh, it must
Let's
be
check it out.
Concord 2.
But is there maybe just toilet?
Toilet?
Yeah, I just need to pee.
How badly?
Oh my God, is this the walking simulator?
Just go behind this bush. I'll wait.
I can run away.
Pee shy.
No.
Yeah, no, you don't want me watching.
You can watch.
In baby steps, all you have to do is carefully place one foot in front of the other, which is easier said than done. Main character Nate requires some pretty deliberate movement to make even the simplest progress. It's a captivating open-world experience filled with oddball characters.
Here we go. Not dark. Oh no, you found it even without a map. The best toilet on the mountain.
Oh, good.
Definitely check this one out when it comes to PS5 on September 8th.
There are going to be a lot of people streaming that one.
Hirogami is
But I
a
don't think
unique
it's gonna be
action
quite as
adventure title
difficult as
from
something
Bandai
like,
Namco
let's say,
Studios Singapore.
Only
In
Up
this
or,
journey to save your origami home, you'll transform
over
into
it.
paper shapes with distinct abilities, including a paper airplane, a nimble frog, a hardy armadillo, and a powerful ape. Master the art of folding when Hirogami arrives on PS5 later this summer.
That's going to be a game that's just going to come and
Sid,
go.
why don't you tee this next one up?
Thanks, Sean. The Hot Shots series has been with PlayStation from the very beginning, and its latest installment, Everybody's Golf Hot Shots, boasts its largest character roster ever. Compete in courses from 10 different regions around the world, each with weather effects and new nighttime variants. Pre-orders begin later today, and those who do will get Bandai Namco's iconic Pac-Man as an early
I've
unlockable
got to
character.
look at the old Hot Shots golf. I could have sworn that Sony made those games.
Everybody's Golf Hot Shots drives onto PS5 September 5th.
Ninja Gaiden Ragebound is a challenging new entry in the long-running action franchise. From the makers of the Blasphemous series, Ragebound stars dual protagonists from rival clans, forced to combine their souls and skills against a demon uprising. And longtime fans will really love the pulse-pounding soundtrack featuring guest composers from the original series.
But will it be as tough as the original Ninja Gaiden?
Ninja Gaiden Ragebound arrives July 31st on PS5 and PS4. From the game Bakers, Cairn is a survival climbing experience where you must carefully plan your ascent up a deadly mountain. Manage balance and stamina to discover secrets.
Hey! Hey, wait for me!
Encounter other climbers.
I'm Marco. Nice to meet you.
And survive the harsh
See,
conditions
you
of
can
the
already tell
climb.
she's going to be a bitch. He's being all nice and friendly, and she's like, I ain't got no time for you. I'm a strong, independent.
You can give it a try yourself with a demo that arrives later today.
Jokes, folks. Oh shit, I didn't even get that date. Oh well.
That's all from us, but there's still a lot of State of Play to come.
This next reveal comes from the game preservationist at Digital Eclipse. Nothing can prepare you for their next collection, arriving later this year.
We knew pretty early on that the game was fun to play. People were excited about it.
Oh, is it a Billy Mitchell
The
collection?
most rewarding part of it is just seeing people react to it.
We knew that we were onto something.
Oh shit!
It was such a shock to see this game. I was like, I can't believe this game exists.
Oh, okay.
It became something that added to the mystique of Mortal Kombat brutality.
We're showing you a part of a world that is much larger.
Wow.
There was no template to make the games. It's a bit of the Wild West.
Every part of that game is an expression of who we were and what we wanted to do.
Flawless victory.
Oh damn, I gotta get that. Yeah, because the last time I've seen that in the collection, there was an HD collection that was over a decade ago, which was not bad. And then I think they put some of the games on a midway classes collection. What? This is an arcade stick. Yeah, and it's probably going to be $500.
Patrol here. We have evidence of an enemy intruder. Commence alert formation.
Acknowledged. Sending reinforcements. Use extra caution.
That guy? I know he's close.
The arcade sticks are not cheap.
We've lost sight of the enemy. Find him. We're under fire. Enemy position unknown.
Loading like this? It's a revolution.
All right, Commander. Good, baby. Take this. Here comes another one.
You won't get away from me.
Good.
Time for you to taste some real pain. What's the matter? I'm over here. Go back to your own world. See you in hell. I'll grind you into nothing. What the?
What the fuck? What? You know what? Not surprised. Not surprised.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
August 28th. And more. I would like to know what the and more.
Spirit stones. Shining stones imbued with humankind's never-ending dreams. Since time immemorial, this power has been the impetus for human wars.
Such an ominous atmosphere, and one thick with the presence of Aratama.
What makes a shogun?
Here is my answer.
So you got him in the part of his back that he can't reach.
How foolish of you to have entered the depths of hell.
Noah 3. A series I've got and I've never touched.
Who might you be, warrior?
Tokugawa Takechiyo.
Maybe I
皆
should
さんこん
start
にちは
playing those
チーム
so I
忍者
get
の
an
安田で
idea
す
of what this game's
戦
gonna
国死に
be.
ゲーシリーズの最新作ニオ3をついに発表させていただきました。今作のアクションはシリーズおなじみの侍スタイルに加え新たに忍者スタイルを追加、より多彩な戦闘を楽しめます。
So he can
ステー
change
ジもオープン
clothes
フィールドとな
on
り
the fly.
探索や
Got
攻
it.
略の自由度や没入感が大幅にアップしています。本日よりプレイステーション5で体験版も配信いたしますので、
Oh,
ぜひ
demo up
プレイして
today.
ご意見をいただければと思います。2026年の発売に向け続報にもぜひご期待ください。
2026. We're getting a lot of 2026.
No one knows how old the city really is. For me,
I'm
it's
pretty
all
sure
I've
you
ever
can
known.
cut it open and count the rings.
My whole world. I was raised in this city's shadow,
You can go get a soda if you
free
need
to take whatever I need
VR game.
to survive.
Thief? This looks like it's gonna be Thief. Thief VR. Yep, this is gonna be Thief VR.
This city hides many lost and legendary treasures. Locked away, waiting to be found, waiting to be taken. But some treasures come with more trouble than others.
I thought I was dead. And who are you?
Tidewalker, are you there yet? Cleo has uncovered a formula for a cure, but she's keeping it safe in her tower.
Hey, you got some hosen?
Marketland seems a bit tense today.
Ask for
I
those
heard someone
drugs.
had
You
one
know,
with
when you
another
go to a foreign
Tidewalker.
country, you gotta get those peddlers to get there to beg you for stuff.
Damn it.
They're
It's
gonna try
gone.
and sell you a blanket
Someone
or
beat
some
us to
chiclets.
it.
Ever since the Great Flood, Elland, my dear planet, has been dying. Plastemia has taken everything from us. But you Tidewalkers are all connected.
Hey, you! Stop right there!
And it's up to you now to use that power.
Marauders! This is our new recruit!
Please, help me.
Get them!
Oh!
Tidewalkers. Will you help us?
Is that the name of the game, Tidewalker? Tide. 26. I like how it's no longer
Hi,
pre-order
I'm
now.
Nicholas
it's wish
Duce,
list
the
now.
game director of Astrobot. It's a pleasure to be back today to share more news with you. What the last few months it has been in the world of Astro. Astrobot launched last September to such encouraging feedback, even receiving a few honors we are truly grateful for. In October, we added 5 speedrun levels, followed by a Christmas special packed with festive surprises. And then earlier this year, the Vicious Void Galaxy made its appearance, adding yet more new challenging levels, all of which came at no additional cost. And today, I am pleased to announce that later this month, you will be able to enjoy 5 brand new challenge levels in Astrobot, bringing the total to a whopping 90 planets. And new special bots will be there too, including Atsu from Ghost of Yotei, alongside other fans' favorites, but these ones are a surprise. And finally, the Astrobot DualSense wireless controller will return later this year, with a slight twist. So be on the lookout for more news coming soon. From all of us at Team Asobi, thank you all for the amazing reception you gave our game, and enjoy the rest of the show.
It'll be more expensive. That's the twist. What the twist?
My old man always said to me, he told me to get a ship. Then it hit me all so clear. No old man just got a ship. Memories go, memories stay. We're chasing the sound of the waves. It always sways, it always strays. Standing on the beach all day. Whoa, 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 whoa.
There's nothing like Southern rock on a pirate ship. That's what you do with somebody you've never met before. You just hand them a gun. The Remnant. That'll be perfect for the Seas of Thieves crowd. S-Word of the Sea. Wait, isn't that a name of like a tuna?
Hi everyone, I'm Kristen Zatani. That was a new look at Sword of the Sea, a visually striking adventure from the team behind Abzu and Pathless. We're excited to announce that Sword of the Sea will launch this summer into the PlayStation Plus game catalog.
Of course, a game like that. Yeah, that doesn't
On June
surprise me.
17th, Remedy brings otherworldly action to game catalog with FBC Firebreak. In this cooperative FPS set in the paranatural world of Control, you and two fellow agents must confront and contain the reality-warping chaos found within the oldest house. Fun in short bursts or deep dives, FBC Firebreak launches day one into game catalog on June 17th. The PlayStation Plus Classics catalog welcomes several new titles this summer. The PS2 version of legendary immersive sim Deus Ex arrives June 17th. In July, Twisted Metal 3 and Twisted Metal 4 join the service just in time for the second season premiere of Twisted Metal, which arrives July 31st in select countries, including Peacock in the US. Additionally, two of Capcom's most beloved games from the original PlayStation are set to join the Classics lineup. Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3 will arrive later this summer in the Classics catalog. Additionally, Myst and Riven will arrive later this month as part of the Days of Play celebration, running now through June 11th. Days of Play is a 2-week event that includes bonus PlayStation Plus content drops, great deals on software and hardware, and more. Visit PlayStation Blog and
So get those
PlayStation.com
deals
for
while
full
you can
details.
before the regular price is actually the deal price.
His parents cut their own rope to save him. He watched them fall, then found his way off that mountain. He was 11 years old.
He then started a grand tour of every major boarding school in Britain.
Always at the top of his class.
Always at odds with authority. Same thing in the Navy.
His superiors all praise his instincts.
And they're all in need of early retirement. Nobody knows what to do with him, Mom.
No, and I suspect he feels the same way. But what he did in Iceland...
What he did in Iceland was insubordination. It was ill-disciplined, utterly reckless. He only survived thanks to blind luck. Give me one good reason to put him in the program, Mom.
I think you just covered them all, Greenway. It's really quite simple. Bond is a bullet without a target. Let's give him one.
Do you have an appointment?
The name's Bond.
James Bond. He's with me.
And you are?
Wow.
Don't think we've had the pleasure.
Now let's not get ahead of ourselves, James.
Shouldn't have.
We're facing a situation of the utmost delicacy. I need all my pieces on the board.
009 is a master manipulator. Whatever the endgame is, we won't see it coming.
Jet lag. Gets me every time.
She's not your friend, Bond. She's an asset.
With respect, Mom. To hell with that.
Tell me, what do you do, James?
Lately, headhunting. I suppose this is another teachable moment.
That looks like an origin story. And it's Amazon MGM. From what some of I've seen so
Hello,
far, not a
I'm
surprise.
Hakan Abrak, CEO of Iron Interactive. The team is thrilled to announce 007 First Light. You'll experience James Bond as a young air crewman in the Royal Navy. Before the tuxedo and the martinis, as he first steps into the world of espionage, striving to earn his 00 status. Everyone at Iron Interactive has poured the passion and dedication into crafting an experience that honors the legacy of Bond, harnessing our 25 years of agent expertise. This is just the beginning of our journey with 007,
as far as what they
and we
want
can't
to see in
wait to share more with you soon.
My thing would be, are you going to make him a badass, or is he going to be a whimpering pussy? There's Yotai. I have no interest in this game at all. That's what this is. It is Yotai. Well, it's got to be because it's the Sony logo, the PlayStation Games logo popped up. If you're wanting to play this, cool. I just no interest in it. Plus, you know, this will be one that they'll re-release again when the PlayStation 6 comes out. We're just going to hear this is going to give us our fall release date, which coming in July, so that means we'll find out more in July. Alright. Oh, it's a fighting game.
ビブラニウムのシールドだけでは私のアーマーには勝てないと。よし、本気でやるぞ。くらえ。おいためよ。与えてみせろ。任せてちょうだい。
Ah, Captain Miss Marvel.
親愛なる隣人スパイダーマンだ。スパイリーセンス。今日も見事大勝利。
俺とやり合うってか？調子が出てきたぜ。俺様の名はスターロード。胸に刻んでおきだ。
覚悟しやがれ。シュートベルト。締めたターゲット。イーストロス流のスペシャルメニューお願いするぜ。
Yeah, baby!
その目に焼き付け貧弱なる。
No, there is only dude, and that's the only thing they subtitle.
風よ、荒れ狂え。たとえ人々に嫌われていても、私は世界を守る。さあ、耐えられるかしら。
4 versus
正義のためにこれが私のとっておきだ。こっちだよ。全てをやっつぶしてやる。
抱かれなさい。せや。
またな、ベイビー。
我々のチームワークは絶対に破れない。
マーベル、闘魂、ファイティングソウルズ。
Alright, you got me there. Yes, it's the Marvel vs. Capcom without the Capcom. There's something I'm going to say at the end of this when it relates to all of this game, all of these
プレイステーションの友人から急になんか飲みに
It's
行
not
こ
going
う
to
ぜって
apply
いう
to
連
that
絡
one.
が来て、何のこっちゃと思って、予定合わせて行ったんですけど、ちょっと飲んでる中で 実はアークの方でマーベルの格闘ゲームを作ってみないかというような提案をいただきまして、いや本当に聞いた時はびっくりしましたね。で、世界的に本当に有名な IP ですし光栄だなと思いつつも、まず本当にうちの会社で大丈夫かなという不安もあり。
I know, my speculation would be, I know this is where this is going. Marvel Rivals did so well. And probably,
the
probably
inspiration
did offer
for
Capcom
working
to do
on
it.
this project really came from a
Capcom's
place
like,
of
yeah, we're
pure
not,
fandom
we'll do the
and
collection,
wanting to
but
say,
we're not
why
doing
isn't
an outrageous
PlayStation in this
licensing fee.
space?
So PlayStation approached us with this
So
vision to
PlayStation
bring
probably made
Marvel
it part of
back
their
to the
licensing
forefront of the
deal
tag fighting
and
genre.
got
And
them to
that
do
got
it.
us really excited because we had worked with them before
Because they
on
probably
successful
saw
stuff
how
like
people were
the Marvel
clamoring for a
Spider-Man
new
franchise
fighting
with
game.
Insomniac.
When
And
it
they
came to
probably
approaching
didn't want
Marvel, we have to kind of
Capcom
first float the
characters
idea and let
involved,
them know,
so-
hey, we're thinking about approaching
And
a company
I
like Arc
would
System
not
Works to
be
make a
surprised
fighting game.
if
We'd
we
love to
got
partner
a
with you
lot of-
to do this
a lot
really
of those
great
characters that have
collaboration.
been
Would you
in the
be
Capcom
interested?
games before.
When they named the developer,
With the same
that really perked up our ears.
movesets,
It's always refreshing to
probably
work with
some
a
stuff
team
tweaked
that will
up.
take on the challenge of
Probably
tackling
looking at
Marvel,
Marvel
putting their own
Rivals and
spin
how
on it,
successful
and they're
that
just
was.
uppercutting that challenge into the
Something like that,
stratosphere.
they're probably gonna
And
handle
that's what
that
you
off
get
to a
with this
Japanese
team. I
team
mean,
instead of a
they
Western
couldn't
team.
make something boring if they tried.
We've already
社長
gotten
か
the
ら
Black
も
Panther
本当
game
に作れるんだったら
canceled
ぜひやりたいねっていうことを言われました。
anywhere near
話を受けてしまった以上
ready,
これは
and the fact that
私がプロデューサーなのかなというところで。
The tricky thing is that most fans, including myself, see this as a sacred genre for Marvel. The
like a
tough
Marvel
part
game.
is finding a partner that's crazy enough to take on the task, because you either do something like this big and bold, or you don't do it at all.
Plus,
I feel like I
artworks
have a good
games
grasp
are
on their
always
art
good.
style
I
and
mean,
how they would
shit,
approach
you look at
certain
Dragon Ball
IPs.
Fighters.
You come in with your kind of own expectations of here's what
That
I would
was
expect to see from Arc System
fantastic.
Works when they take on a Marvel IP.
Guilty Gear
and what came up was something
good.
that went beyond that.
一番最初にマーベルさんに提出した時はなんとなくマイケルさんの反応はあんまり芳しくなかった印象があって、何がまずいのかなっていろいろこうやっぱり直接話していくうちにもっとアークのやりたいマーベルを見せてくれというような話をいただいたことがあって。
I remember personally the first time I saw Iron Man was really when I felt we had something special.
なので今回のアイアンマンのデザインを皆さんご覧いただければ分かると思うんですけども、かなりこう日本らしいアークシステムワークスらしいデザインっていうのが出ているかなと思うので、マーベルの皆さんの反応がすこぶるよくて、あ、これなんだみたいないう感じで。
Iron Man is supposed to be the sleek fighter jet, think luxury race car mixed with a brick house. And the fact that they added anime mech elements to him just felt really naturally at home.
Very confident.
One of the mantras that
Marvel
we
was
have for
very
this
adamant
project
about
is
putting
from
Marvel
Japan
in it.
to the
They
world, and really
had
trying to
this
take not
fucking
just the
hard
IP
on
but
from
gameplay
Ms. Marvel.
mechanics and say what can we really
to the
take from
point where they're
Japan, the
changing
creators that are
X-Men
doing
history
awesome work
just for
here,
that
and bring that to the global platform.
特別なところいっぱいあるんですけど、本当にやっぱり強調すべきは、格闘ゲームのチームバトルの中では4対4というのがまず本当に意欲的で挑戦的なところだというところと。
When Arc looks at these Marvel characters, it's not simply just the visuals, it's also the gameplay mechanics and adding in that what is that pop, what is going to be something that's different. Up until now, you've seen tag fighters that have 2v2, 3v3. We felt like we just had to go 4v4. And in doing so, we found a lot of unique and fun ways to change up the gameplay that I think players are going to be very excited to see.
今回4対4という革新的なところにチャレンジしている中で4キャラクター練習しないと勝てないんじゃないのとか安心してください。
Learning 4 characters is extremely daunting, but the team at Arc System Works has found a way to design a system that adapts to your playstyle. So you could either duke it out as just the leader and 3 assists, or you can tag in your assists to swap the leader and change the matchup on the fly.
I don't think a lot of people thought this day would be here, would come. This has just been an awesome journey, and I'm excited that we get to be able to share it with all the fans out there.
I'll tell you right now, a lot of fighting games, they never get to experience this level of production, and it's just a dream to even be working with these two great partners.
それは決してビジネスという枠組みではなくて、それぞれの強い思いの中でこのタイトルを成功させよう、いいゲームにしてファンに届けようと。
The three companies have come together to do this, and I think we really are going to make something magical here.
このタイトルですね、まだまだ開発途中ではありますが、続々とキャラクターも発表していきたいと思いますし、キャラクター以外のコンテンツというところも今後いろいろ出ていくと思います。今しばらく楽しみにお待ちいただければなと思います。Stay tuned.
Remember, what we're just seeing right now, this is probably just the simplified roster. This is going to probably have a huge roster of fighters. Hide behind a paywall, more than likely. There's season passes. I get sick of that in fighting games. Season passes.
Take this! It seems the upcoming battle is truly unavoidable.
That it? That is it. And a lot of the rumors did not get announced. No Resident Evil 9, nothing Marvel as far as Wolverine, Spider-Man, Venom. They did announce Silent Hill, but it wasn't a Silent Hill DLC. It was the other game that they had announced last year, Silent Hill F. But we can do like a slight recap. So like we can kind of look at everything there. Like the first thing they talked about was Lumines. I just remember this game being on PSP mostly. I think they did it on PS2 as well, but I mean, it was a puzzle game. It was one of those games when I worked at GameStop was something that we would get traded in a lot. We didn't sell a lot of new copies of it. We sold a lot of used copies of it. I think I had a PSP for a little while. Me and the PSP had a love-hate relationship when I was working there at the time. I'd always buy one, and then I'd get bored with it and trade it in, and then something would come out, and I'd end up buying it again. It was always for the stupidest reasons. Like the Vita, which I still have back here, and I bust that thing out and start messing around with it. I've got a jailbroken one, but nobody's any... the Vita never comes up in conversations, but the Lumines was one of the games. I think I got one back here. Problem with the Vita, so hard to do like broadcast on because of that touchscreen on the back, but I did figure out a way to get it to where I was able to transmit video to it to stream. But of course, I never recorded that, so it's lost the time. But this is going to be one I think is just going to kind of pass, it's just pretty much going to just come out, and it'll be something that will be people will play just in passing kind of thing. I mean, like Tetris Effect is out there, but it's not something that a lot of people are talking a whole lot about. It's just something that you pop in, you play if you want to kill some time. Pragmata, a guy and a robot girl. I've seen this before. I think we all have. It gives me a lot of Lost Planet vibes for whatever reason, and I think it's pretty much because of the robots. That's what it is. I mean, it looks really, really good. Is it good? That's another story. We'll just have to wait and see on that. What is this? Romeo is a dead man. I got some Dead Rising vibes with this. Of course, 2026. You could kind of tell from the way it was set up and then got into the actual gameplay that this was a Grasshopper game. Pseudo 51 had his has his hands all over this. This will be really big with the No More Heroes and Lollipop Chainsaw crowd. It probably won't have much of substance to it. It'll be something that'll just be stupid, just really kind of stupid, not difficult gameplay. You'll get this will be something that'll come out and it'll be streamed for like a week and then it'll just go away. Let's see. Get up here. Silent Hill F. This looks very interesting to me. Silent Hill, I mean, and it's pretty much Silent Hill in name only. Has nothing to do with the actual town. Doesn't take place in the West. You could kind of look at this and you could probably mistake this for like Fatal Frame if you were just looking at this at a glance without seeing the title. I think this will probably be something. This will probably be a hit. I could see, because it doesn't look like it's going to have any Western influence on it. It's going to be a Japanese influence because it looks like it's made strictly by a Japanese team. So I think this is probably going to be one of the sleeper hits of the fall. I didn't remember seeing a release date for this, but I could see myself playing this if I have enough interest. Kind of more to come. All they said was the pre-order today on this. And then we got Bloodstained. I didn't write a whole lot about that because it looks like it's a Metroidvania. Yeah, that's a perfect thing right there. We could put that on. That's a screenshot right there. Digimon Story Time Stranger. That will be... Your Digimon fans will pick this one up. I did... And I want to go through the video here very slowly because I want to catch it. October 3rd. Let's see. Let this play first.
Digimon, I'll always be right here with you.
Who exactly are you working for? I remember
Make
you guys.
sure that I get this right because
You really don't know anything
there is a
about
very
the digital
important
world?
We have
point
been enemies
in
for
this
years
trailer
now, but this is the first time the Titans have launched an attack on
that
this scale.
We now
I will
believe most
bring
of the
up,
anomalies
and
we've
I'm
been dealing
pretty
with
sure.
stem from
All right, yeah. Let me right there. Let me pause that one more time. Get
I'll
to
always
that point.
be right here with you.
In such a state, the human world will most certainly be affected.
Do the Titans not care about the...
All right, did you see it? I'm
Enemies
telling
for
you,
years
I'm
now,
catching
but this is
at
the
the
first
wrong
time
time.
the Titans have launched an attack on this scale.
We now believe most of the anomalies we've been dealing with.
See that? There you go. Hey, Nintendo, are you going to go after Namco Bandai because that's a human riding a mount? Is that not in your lawsuit with Power World? Riding mounts because Pokemon created that, right? Not that the mount thing's been a thing for a while, for years, for decades. Are you going to go after them, huh? That's what I want to know. But, Bandai Namco is a Nintendo partner, so they probably get a little bit of a leeway on that. But people need to start bringing this shit up, too, because this is how hypocritical Nintendo is. Because in that Power World lawsuit, for stuff like this, and it's getting them to affect the gameplay on it, this shows you're going after them maliciously because they put out a better product than you did, and you're just all butthurt about it. Don't get in that Madden NFL comfortability there, because just because you're the top dog, that people are just going to buy your shit and be happy with it. Which, hey, after a while, people get sick of it and they move on to something else. Thank God you have the card games to keep you propped up right now. All right, so let's go and move on from that. So we got Final Fantasy Tactics, the Ivalice Chronicles. It's the PS1 remake. Like the comparison they had with the graphics. All they did with the updated graphics, it looks like they just took the old graphics and just put a smoothing filter on it. I'm not the biggest fan of these type of tactics games, but there's going to be a lot of people that are actually super excited for this. So, hey, if that's something you want, go for it. Baby steps. Again, I think this is going to be a big streaming game. A lot of streamers are probably going to play this for a while, and then it'll fade away. This was Origami, same thing. It's a platformer, stylized. This will probably come and go. Hot Shots Golf. It's a golf game with hot shots. It's always fun. Ninja Gaiden Rebound. Is this going to be as tough as the original Ninja Gaiden, or is it just going to be the kind of a simple modern retro shovelware type of game? I don't know. I can't say. I don't even know if I'm making sense. We got the mountain climbing game. Was it Karin? Already you can tell, just dude over here like, hey, nice to meet you, and just she ain't got time for your shit. You wanna portray her as a girl boss, so go right ahead. Mortal Kombat, the Mortal Kombat collection, 1, 2, 3, Ultimate, and 4. And the ports from the various different other consoles. So we're going to get the arcade ports. We'll get the Game Boy ports, NES, Genesis. It'd be really shocking if they put the offshoot games on there, like Sub-Zero and the that PS2 game. They could probably put those on there. And I said this before, the last time that they did a collection was they did a HD collection that was 1, 2, and 3 that was on the 360 and the PS3, and I've got it. It faded away to obscurity, and then I think they put the games on a midway collection. I can't remember how well the ports were. I didn't have any problems with the HD collection. I thought it was actually pretty good, and at the time, that was the only way you could get it, minus emulation. Again, that whole... And it'll be out this year. I didn't catch that. Wish list now. Again, we're now wish listing and not pre-ordering. So that's, I guess, we're getting into that new terminology as wish listing, not pre-ordering. They don't want you to pre-order it. They want you to wish list it. We want you to show interest in the game, not actually commit to the game. Pretty much like now when the game comes out, it's players engaged, players played, not copies sold. Because what gives you the better visibility? If you can say that 3 million people have played this game versus 3 million copies have sold, which if you've looked recently, like with Expedition 33, they have announced how many copies they've sold. Versus Doom announcing we've had 3 million players engaged. They want you to they wanted it to sound more important and successful than it actually is. PS5 arcade stick. This was a tease right here. This was giving you the setup for the Marvel fighting game right here. This was your setup right here. Why are you announcing an arcade stick? You just doing it on a whim, all willy-nilly? Foreshadowing for the Marvel game. And again, how much is this thing going to be? Because, if you've ever bought an arcade stick, those things are not cheap. I joked around and I wrote down it's probably going to be $500. But that's just worst case scenario. It's probably going to be, I would say 200. And Sony's not making this. Hori's probably making this. So this is probably a Hori controller. And there's actually a Hori mini fight stick floating around right now you can get for $60. Hori makes pretty good controllers. We got Snake Eater, which out in August on the 28th. You can hunt apes from Ape Escape. That's a crazy thing. Noah 3. I don't know too much about Noah. Other than I've got 1 and 2 back here, and I've never actually picked them up and played them. But I mean, there is a fan base for it. I need to kind of play them to get my interest on. The only reason why I picked those up, dirt cheap. I'm sure they're great. I hear they're great. I think 2's better than 1. But I mean, if this is not something I would jump on until I play the other 2, this will probably something I buy down the road. I'll have to like will myself to play the first 2 Noah games. Let's see. Got well, there's a demo. You can check it out. Thief, Legacy of Shadow VR. Come and go. This will be a come and go kind of game. That's what happens with a lot of these VR games. They will just come and go. They'll be there if you got a PlayStation VR. I got a PlayStation VR right here. Turned it on twice. I have turned it on twice. I only bought it because it was on sale. Let's see. What do we got here? Tides of Tomorrow. Looks interesting, but not really my thing. And then of course, talked about new challenge levels for Astrobot. Sea of Remnants looked like this is going to be this will be real big with the Sea of Thieves crowd, especially now that they got Sea of Thieves on the PlayStation. Oh, and did we not notice no Gears of War mention? I'm gonna go ahead and make a prediction right now. Gears of War, Resident Evil 6, and probably the Marvel stuff from Sony. I would not be surprised if one of those or most of that got talked about at Summer Games Fest on Friday. But I mean, the Sea of Thieves crowd will probably like this game. What was this? Sword of the Sea puzzle visual game. I'll pass on that. Let's see. They talked about some other games. Firebreak, which is a multiplayer game set in the Roll universe, which actually, to be fair, it's the Alan Wake universe. It just takes place. It takes place around the game of Control. But let's be fair. Control, Quantum Break, Alan Wake, it's all the same universe, and it's all considered the Alan Wake universe. My opinion it is. And then they announced some of the classics coming to PlayStation Plus, Days of Play, and then we got the James Bond game that First Light that the Hitman team is working on. It looked okay to me, but I can already tell right off, and this is going to be an unpopular opinion, but it's Amazon MGM. You could already look at it. It's a game. What would make this game a little bit better, in my opinion, they modernized. It needed to take place like in the 60s. But of course, they modernized it. It's young James Bond. They modernized. And you could just already tell through the first couple of shots. Diversity of the game. Not that any of that's a bad thing. There's diversity in games, but when you just stuff it in there and throw it in your face, and you know it's from Amazon because that's what they require and a good bit of their properties. This was going to be a game. It's going to be more. People are going to complain about it, and again, this is going to be one of these games, and I'm going to start saying this from now on when it comes to any game release. Any new game release announcements, always take with a pinch of salt. Until you actually see this game being played, take it with a pinch of salt. Because until you get a review from somebody you trust, this is going to be one of those games. I have a lot of confidence from the Hitman team, but I am pretty sure that they had a lot of input from Amazon on what they wanted to be in the game. And you're going to get a lot of people. We'll probably see it as early as today. There are going to be a lot of people complaining about there's so much of these forced diversity in the game. And you're going to get some people back and forth on it. I personally think there is it seems like there is going to be a lot of forced diversity on it. And what is it going to end up, how much focus is going to be taken away from James Bond? How are they going to belittle the character? Now, of course, in the trailer, they showed that he's a no-nonsense, he's going to stick by his own kind of rules kind of thing. He's going to be a smartass, but we won't know till the actual game comes out. Take that with a grain of salt. And then the one that really got me, and then we got the Yotai, of course, in July. Find out more about Ghost of Yotai. But this is the one that got me right here. Oh my God! You want to get me on your good side right there? A fighting game with Marvel characters that is clearly Marvel versus Capcom without the Capcom. You've got assist characters; they tag in and out. You've got the super jumps. You've got the over-the-top supers. Token fighting souls, because you couldn't call it like Marvel superheroes. That's already taken, which I'm pretty sure that's probably what they wanted to call it. The problem is, I'm going to say the problem with this, you're going to have to do a lot of trailers for this game because the name alone is going to throw people off. At least with Marvel Rivals, you got Marvel Rivals. And how big is I got to see Marvel Token Fighting Souls. You see how small that Marvel logo is? They're going to need, if they're going to really need to push to get the casuals on board on this, they're going to need to get rid of that. Needs to be Marvel Fighting Souls. Or call it Marvel Fighting Souls Tokon. You will get the Marvel versus Capcom crowd on this, including me. You're gonna get the fact that they put Ms. Marvel. God, they got a hard on for that Ms. Marvel character. Ms. Marvel. Let's track history on Ms. Marvel. Comic books do not sell. So so she can't sell her own comics, so they shifted her onto the X-Men. Now they're changing X-Men history around this character. The Marvel TV show, terrible in ratings. The actress that plays the character very well, and is, from what I understand, a really awesome person in real life. Her being in the character in the Marvels movie, but that was more of the whole group. It flopped. Ms. Marvel being the head character in the Marvels game, the Marvel Live Service game, tanked it because people wanted the Avengers, not Ms. Marvel, but they got Ms. Marvel, and you were forced to play as Ms. Marvel for the majority of that game. And I would not be surprised if Ms. Marvel is going to be the most OP character in the game. Would not be surprised. And people are going to pick that character up, and that's going to be a main character for their teams. I'll have to wait and see. And me being a cheap person that I am, probably not. Didn't get a lot of X-Men characters in there, but you got your two Avengers, you got your villain, Doctor Doom, got your Guardian, whatever, Ms. Marvel. I guess if you want to count Ms. Marvel, but they didn't show her in anything that looked like X-Men gear. And then you had Storm. So if you want to count that, this will be like every other Marvel, a modern fighting game. You're going to have a pretty robust character launch because they're going to announce new characters and they're going to make a big deal about it. But then you're going to have more locked behind paywalls. And they're going to make them like the paywalls are going to be just as expensive as the main game. 30 to 40. Well, no, if the games are going to be $80, I'm pretty sure these passes are going to be hidden behind a $40 paywall. But you've got my curiosity, Sony. Just keep my curiosity. And that's going to depend on whether I'm going to actually shell out $80 for this. But for a fighting game is not worth $80. 60 is about much is what I'm willing to pay for a fighting game. Especially if I've got to put more money into it later on for these character passes. But they want all the money, not some of the money. All right. Well, that was the Sony State of Play. How did you feel about it? You're watching this later. Hey, throw it up in the comments. Tell me how you feel about it. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let's talk about it. Get it going in the comments below. But going forward, when it comes to any of these game announcements, always take these games with a pinch of salt. Don't let the hype get you initially. Go beyond, wait and listen to things 48 hours out. Just like your news cycle. Do not take your first story at face value. You got to look at things 48 hours out and see what's been revealed since then. Okay, so yeah, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. I appreciate anybody that stopped in to watch this amazing adventure with me. I will be back Friday with the Summer Games Fest, and we will go over on that. Probably not going to take quite as many detailed notes on that because that's going to be a 2-hour trek on that instead of 40 minutes. So we will see on that. As far as gameplay today, I'm not sure. I will be back on a little bit later. I don't know what I'll be playing. I have been playing Gears of War. So if you want to check that out, that's Twitch, Kick. Subscribe to me there, please. It's Nash Thunderclap. And if you want to get a refresher, replays are on youtube.com/@NashThunderclap. Don't forget to subscribe to me on there. We got to get them subs. But I've been playing some Mario Kart as well, so we'll probably do some Mario Kart tonight because, hey, it's going to get wrapped up because Switch 2's coming out. Everybody's going to be playing Mario Kart World, so got to get a last bit of those Mario Kart 8 Deluxe views in while we can. All right, so I hope you enjoyed it. I appreciate everybody watching. So, hey, until next time, everybody, which will be Friday, we will see you. Bye for now. Or maybe not.
Time this enjoyable evening of entertainment. Please drive home carefully and come back again soon. Good night.